Welcome back to Minecraft. Today we're going to start with some fishing. I'm pretty close to level 30, so I'd like to get there before we get started with everything that we're going to do today. It started raining on me, but we're almost at level 30. Ooh, one more. One more and we'll be level 30. Yay! Okay, so we got some decent stuff while we were fishing. I'm going to leave all of the fish here that we got. I think I'm going to save the salmon and the cod for maybe taming cats later. I also got a nautilus shell and a saddle from fishing, so that's pretty good loot. Especially with no enchantments on that rod. Now that we're level 30 though, we have some important things to do, and I've got my book. Today, we definitely need to get enchanting up and going. I meant to do it in the last episode, but that adventure took way too long and I kind of got distracted from doing that. But this episode, I really want to get enchanting done so that we can start doing things a little more efficiently. The other thing I am thinking I'm going to want to work on is probably an area to grow sugarcane and maybe an area to hold cows. I'm not sure if these will be the official end game areas that I keep these things, but at least little starter farms for these, a manual sugarcane farm and a manual cow farm. So let's get started. Down the mine entrance and towards the storage room over here, I have dug out a space to put our temporary enchanting station. I've gotten the layout of the room set up as well as the floor put in, but it still needs a lot of work. I need to make the connecting beams here, I need to add the flooring, I need to add the enchanting station for sure, and I need to add some decorations because I don't want it to be too plain in here. So first things first, I'm going to need to start getting some materials ready in order to be able to make this. It looks like I had exactly enough books to be able to make all of the bookshelves. I think you only need 15, but I'm going to make 16 just so that everything is a little bit more symmetrical. So I at least have that, but I probably still want to make both of those farms anyways, just so that I have more supplies later. I've gathered a handful of supplies to get started on this. Some stuff that I have in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of this or exactly what the plan is, but I think this should get me started, and then we can see if we need to go out and get anything that I don't have. I think one of the things that I wish I did have was maybe candles or amethysts in some way, but I think we can make do without them for the start. So let me get started building that. We interrupt this building for what sounds like a wandering trader. I don't think I have any emeralds really for him, but he's here. Let's see. Ooh, I do want that, but I don't think I have enough emeralds. I think I only have one at the moment because I was leaving the emeralds on the mountain. That would be here. I have 2 emeralds, so I don't have enough for that, which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks, sir. I'm kind of tempted to take his leads. Let's go get the boat. Take his leads. Oop. Destroy half of the plants underneath there in the process. Good job. Let's see. Excuse me, sir. I would like, no, I would like your leads, please. And can you guys, no, you guys don't want to hang out with me, but it's really fun. Yeah. Perfect. Take it both? Yes. Thank you, thank you. You guys are free to go now. Okay. The boat back in the water, and then I will head back to building since I can't afford that pale oak sapling. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We'll eventually probably have more emeralds than we know what to do with. The enchanting room is finally done. I've added the brewing stand over in this corner so that if I want to brew stuff, I can do that. I'll need to go to the nether, of course. And then I've added the enchanting station as the main piece. And I've tried putting in a little bit of glass so that it kind of looks like magic. And it's hit and miss. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it was something fun to try. And then I just have this little area over here. I'm considering turning these into the nether mushrooms once I go to the nether and get those. I'm also hoping that I get some sherds to make these look a little bit better eventually as well. But here it is. I have the start of some chiseled bookshelves. These are just basic books for right now, but eventually I'm hoping they'll be enchanted books, extras that I might need to store, etc. And then I have my barrel with my lapis in it. So that's pretty good. I think the first thing that we need to get done is probably a fortune on a pick. So let's see what we get. We've got efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. That kind of sucks. And efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. Oh boy. Hmm. Do I want to just give it a go? We definitely need to be getting more diamonds. I could start out with an efficiency 4 and see what else it gives us potentially. That would be kind of cool. Let's do it. Just efficiency. Oof, that kind of sucks. Do I want to grindstone that off? That is one thing I forgot to add down here was a grindstone. The grindstone over here for now, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's give the grindstone a shot. Let's pull this off, see what we can get, if we can get anything else. Gave a little bit of the XP back. Fortune 3. Okay, here we go. So I enchanted my pick one time with Unbreaking 1, and I can get Fortune 3 if I hit level 30 again. So it's time for me to go back out there and grind up a little bit more levels with the fishing so that I can get that done, because I'd love to have that before I head into the mines and try to get more diamonds. I think that would be really beneficial. So let me do that grind off camera so you guys don't have to watch me fish a million times to get there. And I will see you when I have enough levels again. And we finally hit level 30. Goodness, I almost broke this rod. I did repair it once with one that I found. And here's another one that I had found. So I could probably actually really quickly repair those so that I have those next time. I did make this one because the first rod that I had almost broke, but I ended up finding a replacement. So that was pretty good. And here's all the other stuff that I got. Plenty of salmon, plenty of pufferfish, and some cod, as well as a tropical fish. I'm not really sure why I got a tropical fish from right here, but sure. And then, of course, I got some other stuff, including name tags and this enchanted book that has looting 2 on it and efficiency 2. I think I might use it for the looting 2. Let me go ahead and go to bed. And I'm contemplating maybe using these diamonds to make a sword for this looting too, but we'll see. Let me go see, let me go get the fortune enchantment, because that's really what we were after, was the fortune one. So there's fortune 3 and unbreaking 3. That's really good. That's really helpful. I'll probably save this one for when I have to do like long mining areas, and this one will be more for like actually gathering stuff. And then I'm kind of curious. Let's see, knockback. Let me make a diamond sword really quick. And see what this is offering me. Bane, sharpness, knockback. So I think I'll probably put this book on it once I make an anvil. I think that would probably be smarter. And I might want to go ahead and place that anvil in here somewhere. I'm thinking maybe here in the back, so it's a little less noticeable. So let's do that, and we'll give it looting 2. That's something for now. And I'll probably put that one away because that'll work for now, I think. Let me clear my inventory up of all of the stuff that I got before we make a plan of what to do next. We're heading down the mine area to see if we can find resources in the cave that I found last episode. I'm grabbing the coal as I go now that I have fortune. And down here is where we found a mine shaft. So I want to head to that mine shaft and see if we can maybe find any more diamonds. I found the mine shaft again. I think I'm going to set up a little bit of a safe perimeter and set some chests down, and then we're going to go look and see if we can find anything good over there. Found another spider spawner down here. This is way down there. I'm admittedly no longer in the mine shaft. I kind of got distracted following all the little nooks and crannies, and so I'm no longer there. Oops. But we're gonna find some stuff here, so that's good. And then we're gonna continue. So far I'm at 32 diamonds. That's really good as well. I just kept kind of going deeper. I'm probably pretty lost, to be completely honest, but that's fine. We'll eventually make our way back up. My adventure has led me back to the mine shaft, mainly because I ran out of coal. Definitely need that, but I've also gotten a lot of materials to save for later. Another spawner, and this time a skeleton spawner. Ooh, this one is actually incredibly useful, and this is right next to the entrance. If I go just down here, and I'll break this so it's easier to walk. Here is the entrance to the mine. There is my chest. So that's really good. I might actually turn this one into a grindable mob farm. I think that would be really useful. Let's see, we got some goods in here as well. I'll take those things for now. Oh, there are a lot of skeletons down here. I'm wondering if there is another skeleton spawner. Let these two fight each other. Whew. Kind of a pain to get in here, but I did it. Sheesh. Oh. Sheesh Louise down there. Sheesh Louise. Okay. Lots of string. I definitely didn't get enough string last episode. It's kind of hilarious. And another saddle. I'm having crazy luck with the saddles. I feel like that other spawner is like right through here. Maybe I'm crazy on that, but I feel like it's not too far. I'm gonna see if I can connect these. At least with a path for now. Nothing official, but just like at least with a path so I can kind of see how close they are together. Because that would be cool if I could get them both to spawn at the same time. Okay, so here's the first spawner, and then down this hallway is the second spawner. I'm not sure if those are close enough. They seem a little bit too far away, but I'll have to do some sort of measurement later on when I'm ready to actually maybe try to make a spawner to see if it might work, because it would be really nice to be able to have both of them active. And I'm just not sure off the top of my head, since I haven't really made a lot of spawner farms, to be able to just know off the top of my head what kind of distance I need. But it doesn't seem too terrible. I think it's just the distance in which that you are determines whether they're both active or not. And I don't know how many blocks that is, so I'll have to look it up. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep trying to find us some extra bits and bobs, and now that we know that these are here, that'll be really helpful. We could at the very least get one of them set up. That'll be good for XP and bones and arrows and potentially bows. Ooh, got booped. Oh. Well, as I said before, I do have keep inventory on, but I do want to have some form of punishment for dying. So I'm going to look in my inventory, and we're going to throw something out that we can't pick back up. I think probably one of the bundles, I have a diamond in my inventory, and I'm going to say probably this gold. I think all of that's pretty decently valuable. And we're going to say goodbye to that as punishment for death rather than having potentially lose all of my inventory if I can't find where I was. Bye, stuff. Now I'm going to head back down and see if I can get where I was and see if I can get some more of my, some more materials that I was trying to gather. I made it back to my chest area and I put everything in there that I had gathered so far. I spent a little bit of time looking around for where I had just been right when I died, and I have no idea where I even went or how I got there. So I think I'm going to cut my losses for now, and I'm going to leave with everything that I got here. I think this is a pretty good haul. I'm going to use my crafting table to condense some of it down and try to take as much of it with me as I possibly can. So I'll see you when we're surface side. We're back up top, and here's everything we got. I got it all condensed down, and I have a bunch of stuff in my bundle, as well as this one, just so that I could carry everything on the way up. I'm going to get that all stored away, and I might even start smelting some of the things so that I get a little bit more XP from smelting, and we might see if we can maybe enchant something before we continue on. So I noticed when we died that I lost my helmet, and most of my armor is pretty damaged now. I'm not sure if I lost my helmet right during the explosion or if I lost it before. I think it was the lowest durability out of my items, but I'm definitely going to need to replace all of my armor, and I'm going to need to replace this shield soon too. I know what I did wrong when I died. I was trying to run past the creeper, and I think I got caught on the edge of a block or maybe some dripstone, and I didn't get past it. I should have just blocked instead of trying to run past it, but I think that there was maybe a diamond in the floor where I was at, so I didn't want them to explode and destroy the diamond, and I made the wrong call on that. But I think that's a good learning experience for next time on whether or not to try to just run past creepers when I don't have protection on my armor. I was able to make all of my diamond gear, including my missing tools, and I still have 22 diamonds left, so that's really good. That kind of makes me feel a little bit better for later on if I were to die again. I did throw out the few things out there, but I think next time perhaps the consequence of it should be a little bit higher. Maybe one of my tools or one of my pieces of armor, just as like, I don't know, kind of a payment to being allowed to keep inventory on, because I don't want this playthrough to be entirely consequence free, like keep inventory typically is. So I want to be able to kind of try to keep myself away from dying, because even though I can die, I don't want to use it as like a tool, say to like teleport and get home faster or anything like that. I really want to try to get better at Minecraft and not die. And so I feel like knowing that I could lose something important out of my inventory at all times is pretty important to have as a consequence for me and for learning with this setting on. I know I'm not level 30, but I'm going to see what kind of enchantments we have. Protection 3 isn't terrible. Protection 3 and feather falling, that's not bad either. Aqua affinity's not terrible. I suppose I should also make an extra pick now that I'm thinking about it, just so I can see if I can try to get silk touch. No silk touch being offered on that. I think I liked the option with the leggings and the boots the most. I kind of want to go for the feather falling 3 and blast protection. I mean, considering I just died from a creeper, it might be useful to have the blast protection. I know most people would just go with regular protection, but I think blast protection might be good for me so I don't do an oopsie again, hopefully in the near future. Ooh, I do have silk touch. I'm going to take that. Just silk touch. That's fine. Another trader. Let's go see what the trader has to offer. Now that I have that fortune, dude, he always spawns back here at the same spot. That's crazy. You do have cherry logs, but that doesn't really help me. I don't think I need any of this, sir. No, I don't think I need any of this. I thank you though, and I won't take your leads this time. Back to looking at enchantments. I suppose I should head, I think it's that direction that was the mountain. I should probably go get some emeralds so that the next time he shows up, I'm actually ready for it. I think for now, I'm gonna grab protection 2 on these. Don't really want fire protection. I'll take protection 2 on this. Can I get a protection? No. I'm just grabbing some basic enchantments for now so that I have something on my tools. Efficiency, unbreaking 1. What was this again? Efficiency and unbreaking 1. We'll take unbreaking 1. Didn't do much. Protection, projectile protection. You know what? Actually, I will take that. And I think I'm going to grindstone the axe. Unbreaking, unbreaking. I'll take a cheaper unbreaking, thanks. And I'll take the efficiency too, sure. There I have some basic enchantments on everything. Efficiency, probably not gonna waste it on any of these, but you never know. And I don't think, yeah, you can enchant that. Let me get some rest. At least I have something better now. So that's always good. And I'm gonna swap these out. That'll definitely be giving me a lot more protection. I think I'm probably going to chuck out the old iron armor and let it despawn. I don't think I'm going to be returning to it. And I'm probably going to go ahead and swap that out as well so I don't have to carry an extra slot with me. I think I'm doing pretty good on that. I will keep these, I think, as backup tools, just like I was doing with the pick here. Just might as well use them since I've already got them. Yeah, I don't think I want to put anything away. I could maybe try to see about enchanting the bow as well, and maybe even one of the fishing rods. See if those give me anything. I don't have a lot of levels, so they'll be really basic, but it could be better than nothing. Put power 1 on that bow. And it looks like I can't. Oh, no, I can. Oh, that's really weird. I'm going to go ahead and just put Unbreaking 2 on this, just so it lasts a bit longer when I'm fishing. I used most of my levels, but I think that was worth it. If I had had that bow on me, I bet you I wouldn't have died. I would have been able to shoot those creepers from a distance. So I think maybe I should start actually carrying that on me. Constantly hearing the trader has reminded me again I should go get those emeralds. So I think I'm going to go ahead and head over to that mountain and see how many of them I can get so that the next time he shows up, if he's got something useful, like the pale oak saplings again, I can actually get them, because that was really disappointing that I wasn't able to get them. Ooh, and it's got all of its bees. That's crazy. Took a chance there. I wasn't sure if it would, if they would jump out when I did it without having the campfire underneath it, but I think if they're all in there, they don't have a problem, so that's really good. I have never made a honey farm before, so that'll be an experience to try to figure out. Oh, we got a cat way up here and a black cat. Wow. I think I'm also going to grab some coal while I'm up here because I've been kind of hurting for it. I use so many torches when I'm mining that I end up needing tons and tons and tons of coal. It's nighttime now and I'm heading back, and here's some slime. Sir? Oh. Did you guys eat those slimes? That was very kind of you. That helps. We ended up with 24 emeralds and quite a lot of coal. I didn't realize I'd grabbed that much coal, but that's pretty good. Lots of coal is really good. We got that bee nest, and we got a little bit of slime. I didn't have any. I got an almost destroyed bow, which I think... No, I think I have to use maybe the anvil to combine those to repair. I don't really think it's worth it at the moment, so I'll just save that for later. I am quickly running out of food, I think. I don't think I have anything else in here. I have one piece of meat. So I might have to take some of the fish that I got. Maybe, like, I'll keep the salmon for the taming cats and all, and maybe use the cod or something like that so I don't run out of food. I'm going to do the other way around because I have a lot more cod. I'm going to take the salmon and I'm going to use those for food. Now, for something completely different, I've started working on the terraforming over here. I cleared a bunch of trees, I filled in some of the area, and I've started to kind of get where I want to make a sugarcane farm and where I want to put the cows. I'm thinking I'm going to put the cows probably around here and then sugarcane somewhere around here. I have a little bit more of an idea for the sugarcane than I do for the cows, but I'm not necessarily sure exactly what that's going to look like. It's probably going to take me a little bit of playing around, but I think it's worth a try to give it a shot. So I hope you'll forgive me, but I may have gotten a little bit carried away with building. I have finally made the sugarcane farm and the cow farm. Both of these are manual, so no redstone or anything fancy like that. But I did design them so that they're at least fun to look at. So here's what I've got. First up is the cow farm, and I've got all of the different types of cows. I went that way to the savannah to get the cows with the horns. And then I went that way to the mountains to get the highland cows. Neither were very far away, so they were pretty easy to get. I'm pretty lucky in that sense. I imagine it might be a little bit harder when it comes to the chickens and pigs, but that's okay. Oh, it's gonna rain. Is it gonna? Oh, it's gonna thunderstorm. Goodness me. I will be right back. Okay, let's try that again with less rain and less thunder. So I made them a little enclosure that they can go under for when it rains, hilariously enough. Put some wheat in there. I made them a little water trough. Added a bunch of like little flowers and grasses and firefly bushes. And I tried very hard not to make this in like a very geometric shape because I have a tendency when I make farmlands to make everything geometric, as we'll see over here, which I went with a giant circle for the sugarcane farm, and this is overkill. I really didn't need this big of a sugarcane farm, but it's done and it exists. I really, really, really don't need this much sugarcane. But if I ever am needing paper or, sugar or anything like that, I definitely have this to go to. This was kind of a pain to get set up. I originally had everything in kind of like rows, like crop rows, and it looked honestly terrible. So I ended up changing it to the more, what would you call that? More efficient, like method where it's like, you go down two and over one, down two over one. I ended up changing it to that to where every spot is basically filled. I went with the mud and with the mangrove roots that you can waterlog because I kind of liked the way they looked. And I didn't really want the sugarcane farm on kind of the typical sand and or dirt. And I thought since those are usually seen together already, it would look pretty cool. It does kind of leave this little bumpy effect as you're walking through, but it's not too terribly bad. And most of the, harvesting of sugarcane will probably be off camera anyways, so you guys won't have to see the bumpiness. Just I'll have to put up with it. But I'm pretty happy with how it came out. I'm mostly just clearing it now because I wanted to be able to show the outer wall and what that looks like. Okay, so here's what it looks like with all the sugarcane cut down. It's a little bit more tame. Oop, I still got some up top. Yeah. I did a higher wall towards the back and then a shorter wall towards where you're coming in and on the pathway. I thought that looked pretty cool, and it helps me kind of get into the area and everything like that while also kind of secluding it from the rest of the area. Here's kind of what it looks like from the outside. It kind of looks more like a ruin or something. I don't think it's too bad. I definitely think I could have made it a lot smaller. That'll be something I pay better attention to going forward. I definitely went way too big with this one, but that's okay. Again, if I ever need the paper, it'll be really good for that. That harvest gave me a crazy amount. If anything, this might be good for when I get into villagers. I can start trading paper. So I guess in that sense, it's not too terrible. And I'm pretty happy with it overall. I think my next goal, probably in the next episode or beyond, will be to connect this path over to the starter base, as well as maybe try to fill this area in with something else. I was thinking about putting some rock or ore piles out here, maybe even some ore carts or something. And like I said, I want to extend that path, probably bring it up over here. I did extend this area here a little bit too, so that I can bring the path around and do that. And I want to decorate a little bit more around the farm as well as the cow pen as well, so that it's a little bit more detailed on the outside, not just the inside. But those are kind of busy work things to do that I'll get around to as I have nothing else to do or after a long adventure when I just want to kind of keep my hands from being idle, I think. For now, though, I think that'll be it for this episode, and I just want to thank you if you've made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you joining me on my journey, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye!